What up, John Sam? This is a reaction video, and this is gonna be my channel for pranks and vlogs. But I kind of just want to make one reaction with. So we're gonna do we're gonna watch 10 people who lost their lives for the strangest things. Okay. Okay.
How's it going? Hi. Today we're going to be comparing the roll-formed, high-strength steel bed of the Chevy Silverado to the aluminum bed.
Skip that. I'm gonna just nibble at things like this.
For most people, death comes in the form of complications related to old age or as a result of some form of disease. Then there are the really unconventional cases. As you'll see, some people end up going out in a rather strange and unusual way. Poor judgment, accidents, and just freakish odds. These are definitely some of the strangest ways that people have died. Death by carrot juice. Everyone knows that carrots are good for you thanks to their vitamins. English health nut Basil Brown knew this and incorporated the vegetable into his diet. Brown consumed his carrots in liquid form, drinking a gallon of carrot juice a day. In addition to vitamin supplements he was taking, Brown was absorbing an unsafe amount of vitamin A, and the carrot juice was the final blow. When doctors found him, he was bright yellow thanks to a destroyed liver, which just couldn't keep up with all that healthy carrot juice. In need of a shave. If you don't have a beard, you likely know someone who has grown one. Be warned, however, as these whiskers could possibly lead to a very strange death. Take Hans Steininger, for example. In 1567, this Austrian was going about his business when a fire broke out. Hans did what anyone would do and ran for safety. Unfortunately, his beard was so long that he tripped on it. The resulting fall caused Hans to break his neck and now serves as a warning for all men who think they'd like to grow a beard. Death by cactus. They are prickly and can grow pretty large, but no one really considers a cactus to be that dangerous. Add in some firearms, however, and you have the ingredients for a strange death. In 1982, David Grunman and a friend decided it would be fun to wander the Arizona desert and shoot at some cacti. However, he failed to remember that some of these plants can not only grow tall, but weigh thousands of pounds. Grunman found this out the hard way when the cactus fell over on him, squashing him like a bug. Beer tsunami. If Homer Simpson had a choice in the matter, we imagine this is the way he'd want to go. In 1814, several large vats of beer in a London, England brewery burst open. The surge of over 300,000 gallons of suds created a tidal wave that swept through nearby streets and buildings. Homes and businesses were damaged, basements flooded, and people were trapped. In the end, the tsunami of beer claimed 8 lives and was actually labeled as an act of God. Fatal wedgie. If you ever experienced a wedgie growing up, then you know it can be a painful experience. But can you die from one? In December 2013, Denver Lee St. Clair came home drunk and got in a fight with his stepson. One thing led to another, and before he knew it, St. Clair's underwear was pulled up and over his head in one of the most epic atomic wedgies ever dished out. Pulled right over his face, the man suffocated as the waistband became wrapped around his throat. Kamikaze plane. If you're a history buff, you know that kamikaze pilots deliberately crashed their planes into ships in World War II in an effort to sink them. In 2002, Roger Wallace became his own kamikaze while flying a remote-controlled airplane. One day, while flying his RC plane, Wallace lost sight of it in the sun. In a freak twist, the plane came diving back to Earth and struck him in the chest, killing him on the spot. Ironically, Wallace had left the sport of drag racing to take up RC planes because he thought it was safer. Dangerous passenger. Be thankful some airlines are strict about what you can carry on in your carry-on luggage. In 2010, a Congolese passenger liner plummeted to Earth, killing all but one. Well, technically 2 if you include the crocodile that also survived the crash. It turns out a passenger had brought the crocodile on board. When it broke loose, the reptile scared other passengers and created a stampede. The dramatic change in weight and balance in the plane caused the pilots to lose control, leading to the deaths of 19 crew and passengers. Death by sheep? Sheep are fluffy, cute, and harmless, right? Not if you're Betty Stobbs of Durham, England. In 1999, Stobbs was delivering a bale of hay to her flock of sheep on the back of a motorcycle. The sheep were apparently starving and rushed her while she was still on the bike. In the ensuing scuffle, Stobbs was knocked into a deep ravine. The good news was that she survived the fall. The bad news was that her bike came tumbling down and landed on her, making for one strange death. Death by video game. If you like video games or have kids who play them, then you know how much time can be spent in front of the computer or television. In 2005, a 28-year-old Korean man loved playing video games to the point that they killed him. Playing for 50 hours straight, the man only took small breaks to use the bathroom and nap. When police found him, they ruled he had died from cardiac arrest brought on from extreme stress thanks to his marathon gaming session. 1 in a million. Sometimes everything needs to align just right, or wrong in this case, to make for a truly strange death. In 1983, a woman was walking down the street in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Above her, a dog fell out of the 13th story window and began a domino effect of tragedy. The dog landed on the woman, killing her. Across the street, another woman stopped in shock at what she had just seen when a bus hit and killed her. A man who witnessed the death suffered a fatal heart attack. It's all very strange, but very true. Well, so, anybody can die anywhere, and that's just what's gonna happen. Nothing is safe, so I guess YOLO or something. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, guys. Here's a couple other videos that we think you might dig, and while you're here, please don't forget to click like and subscribe. Thanks.
We're gonna watch. Let's watch. Let's watch. Let's watch. People who got the best revenge.
Craziest revenge stories. They say that revenge is a dish best served cold. Who started this famous phrase? No one really knows for sure, but we're certain it predates Don Corleone and the Klingon Empire. Whether a comical last word on a matter or a blood-curdling last breath, these stories prove that there is no best way to dish out a healthy serving of revenge. Pirate justice. In the 14th century, Jeanne de Clisson's husband was invited by the French king to a tournament where he and several others were arrested, tried, and executed for supporting England in a previous war. This treachery didn't go over well for Jeanne, who ultimately sold her family lands and raised an army to fight the king. She then took charge of 3 black-painted, red-sailed warships, which were used to attack French shipping for 13 years. Any ships captured had their crew killed, and any members of the French nobility were personally beheaded by Jeanne with an axe. Nicknamed the Lioness of Brittany, she would only ever leave a few crew alive so that they could return to the French king to let him know who had done this. Off with his head. Staying on the theme of vengeful wives, we come to Lorena Bobbitt. In 1993, Lorena became famous for her act of revenge on her husband, John Wayne Bobbitt. John had reportedly come home one night, abused Lorena, and then raped her. In a story that makes men everywhere cringe in agony, Lorena grabbed a knife and proceeded to cut off her husband's penis while he was sleeping. After taking off in a car, she then threw the detached part into a field, where it was later discovered and reattached to its original owner. Prison tattoo. In 2006, Anthony Stockelman was tried and convicted of the assault and murder of 10-year-old Katie Coleman. From a legal standpoint, just
explain it. This girl, her husband came home. He abused and raped her. And while he was sleeping, she cut off his pee-pee. And then she threw it into a field. And then it was discovered and put back on the dude. Random dude?
This was served as Stockelman was sent to a correctional facility for the crime. Prison inmates, which included one of Katie's distant cousins, disagreed. As is generally understood, criminals who are in prison for child-related crimes are at the bottom of the food chain. Stockelman fits this role, and vengeance was swift. Not long after being placed in prison, he was attacked by the other prisoners and had the words "Katie's Revenge" tattooed across his forehead. As a result, Stockelman is now literally a marked man. Buford Pusser. Buford Pusser didn't know or care that his actions would lead to the 1973 film Walking Tall. In the 1960s, Pusser was a sheriff in Tennessee. An organization known as the State Line Mafia was causing a lot of trouble, and one night they killed one of Pusser's friends. The sheriff decided to get even and went after the gang. They retaliated by killing Pusser's wife, which ended up being the biggest mistake in the history of State Line Mafia. Bent on vengeance and with nothing left to lose, the lawmen hunted down each and every person responsible in the murder and had them killed. All but one, that is. The lone survivor was so terrified that he turned himself in before Pusser could fill him full of lead. Frank Eaton. When he was just 8 years old, a group of vigilantes killed Frank Eaton's father. Think of it like Batman when Bruce Wayne watches his parents get killed in front of him. Only this time, the orphan doesn't come under the care of an English butler, but a vengeful gunslinger who trains the boy to murder anything in his path. Before he set out to find the 6 men who killed his father, Eaton joined the military to get a few more years of training in. At 20 years of age, 12 years after his dad was murdered, Eaton set out on his mission of revenge and succeeded in killing 5 of the 6 men. The 6th escaped Eaton's vengeance only because he had died earlier. Hot and spicy. One married woman had strong suspicions her husband was cheating on her and even found a pack of condoms hidden in his car. Rather than take him up to the highest building in town and pushing him off the edge, she decided that revenge should be hot and spicy. She proceeded to poke a hole in the packaging of each condom and then soak them in habanero sauce. Days later, the woman's best friend called to say that her crotch was burning up after having sex with her boyfriend. She also noticed her cheating husband coming home in discomfort and spending a great deal of time icing his sensitive areas. The finger. Alan Markovitz endured a messy divorce from his wife after he discovered she had been cheating with his best friend. The wife moved in with the former best friend, but Alan wasn't done with the situation. After finding out where they lived, he bought the house next door and proceeded to erect a very personalized $7,000 statue in the backyard. What was the statue? Facing the bedroom window of his former wife and best friend was a massive hand giving the middle finger. It was even lit so that Alan's neighbors could see it at night and be reminded of their betrayal. A long time coming. If you enjoy long, thought-out, and calculated revenge stories, then you'll enjoy this one. In World War II, Eliahu Itzkevitz's family was killed by a Romanian guard by the name of Stănescu. Itzkevitz never forgot the man's name and vowed revenge. After the war, Itzkevitz emigrated to Israel and joined the Israeli Defense Force. When he discovered Stănescu was in the French Foreign Legion, he left and signed up with the French military force. Over time, he tracked down Stănescu to Indochina, present-day Vietnam. Through transfers and requests, he managed to get himself into Stănescu's unit. One day, on patrol in the jungle, Itzkevitz finally found himself alone with his family's murderer. He revealed his identity to the stunned man before firing his gun into Stănescu's chest. Job done, Itzkevitz returned to Israel, where he gladly served a 1-year sentence for desertion. These people might have just gotten what was coming to them. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below and subscribe to our channel for more incredible videos like this one. Thanks, and see you next time.
Especially that middle finger in the backyard. That was a savage move. I think that was probably the best one in the whole list.
Una vecina mía de Dolores había uno más
Want water?
que tú marcabas.
We're gonna watch.
There is something appealing about watching how the 1% of the world live. From their crazy houses to their insane toys, they are only limited by their imaginations. Give this video a big thumbs up because today we are discussing 10 unbelievable yachts the filthy rich can afford. Super Yacht A. Though you wouldn't guess it by the name, Super Yacht A is anything but ordinary. Named after its owner's Russian billionaire and wife, Andrei and Alexandra Melnichenko, Super Yacht A is a 400-foot-long adult playground on water. It boasts a 2,500 square feet master suite and disco, along with 6 guest suites that can be converted to 4 staterooms thanks to moving walls. There are 3 swimming pools on the Super Yacht A, and one of them has a glass bottom that looks down on the aforementioned disco. The ship can sleep up to 14